I need a team screen in front of me. Right, good evening everyone. Thank you very much for coming, and it's a delight to be here again, really, I think, isn't it? That's, 3 years ago was our last in-person exhibition at the Melier Gallery. Same judge as last time, Mark?
Yes, it seems a long time ago.
It does feel like a long time ago, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But it's, so this is our 91st exhibition, so, it's quite a tradition, this. So thank you, seriously, thank you very much for coming. It's really important that we do this. Need to thank the hanging team, which is always a slightly odd phrase, but Marjorie and Stan Drummond, who had to go home because they live up in Northampton, I think, so they were here this morning. So Rebecca and Martin, who are still here, so thank you for that. And Rebecca, where's Rebecca? There you go. Rebecca's going to be on the sales desk in a few minutes. Thank you. Jean-Pierre and Beryl as well, and look, there's the man with the camera, and Beryl, so thank you, for, and particularly Jean-Pierre with all the website stuff as well, which is now live, I think. And Ra Flynn, who was here earlier, but has now gone home. So we've got about 30 pictures here, and we're going to have about 60 online tomorrow as well. So we're doing this sort of, in true hybrid working style. We're doing hybrid exhibitions. So please do join that as well. If you send out the link, but if you haven't got it or whatever, please let me know. So what I would like to say though is actually along with Ra and Nikki Pitt and Tegan. Where's Tegan? Tegan, there you go. Tegan, thank you. Exhibiting first time. I think that's really important, so thank you very much for that. It's, and that actually online as well tomorrow. Dean Martin, not the Dean Martin, another Dean Martin, and Sinead Paris also exhibiting for the first time. And I say that because it is really important that we just keep, lots of people that have come back for several times. Rel, you've come back this time, so thank you for that as well. But it's just important to keep exhibiting. So please do tell friends and family. You don't have to be a civil servant. We don't, ask that of anyone these days. So if anybody's over 18, we can exhibit. So just a quick look, Peggy J Gallery. I didn't know the sort of provenance of this place. Some people might do. Apparently, this was an old Hampstead building, which was a private residence here. This is a new bit, and it was Grade 1 listed, and Camden Council owned it. And then after the Second World War, it was just sort of obviously quite expensive to run. So they took it. So the Hampstead community, which I think is quite strong, took it over, and because it was going to be sort of usual proper flats and nice residences. So the Labour-led council, no political comments because I'm a civil servant, but took it over, and Peggy J was actually one of the influential Labour councillors.
When was that?
So this was in the 1970s. They did this. They actually built this in the 2000s because I think she died in 2008. So they attribute it to her as well. So it's a nice story, isn't it? Because I think art is so important, and it is is meaningful. It's about who we are, isn't it? It's our history, our culture, and all those sorts of things. And I think it stimulates reaction, doesn't it? And whether you like it or whether not, and what it means to you and stuff. And tomorrow we've done this at the online exhibition. We'll get a few of the artists to talk about their works as well. So I think you've heard enough from me, haven't you? I'm sure. I'm just pleased that I still fit this suit, which I brought in 2017. So
Can you do it up there? No bending.
I haven't worn a tie for quite some time, so I'm going slightly puce. My footwear is, a bit dodgy because I didn't bring my sort of proper shoes. Anyway, without further ado, Mark Pearson, whose work is over there, and thank you very much. Thank you very much for being our judge again.
No, it's a pleasure.
Yeah, I mean, you trained at the Royal Academy?
I did, in the 80s, I think. Yeah, in the 80s when I was
It's a long time ago.
in my 20s.
Yeah.
And it was great. It was everything I wanted it to be. It was like dusty cast and you know, sort of pitch black, and
Yeah.
sort of dark studios, and Now when you go through the back of the Royal Academy, you go slice through the corridor where I used to work. And the first time I went through that corridor, I had not been in that corridor for a very long time, and it really hit me, because there you are, you go right through it, and it was really weird being back in that corridor. All the things that have happened, you think, God, I'm back here. So, and it hadn't changed. It was still the same. You know, it hadn't changed since I don't know, since it's opened. I don't think they're downstairs. But it was a good training. Yeah, it was a good training.
Well, I asked Mark whether he still exhibits there, but you don't now, do you?
No, I don't. No, I don't. I lost contact with everybody.
Fair enough. But you still exhibit a lot,
yeah.
and we came to one of your exhibitions recently in your home in Peckham.
Yeah, I'm very much in the Peckham sort of art scene, which is really vibrant. I work in a gallery. You have got a gallery, but I work in a studio complex with loads of young people, and it's just great. It's a really nice place to work, and getting up, when everyone helps each other. It's really lovely. Yeah. For years I worked there, and it wasn't so well organised, and it wasn't so expensive. but now it is. But that's the way it is. That's the way of the world. But at the moment, it's really sociable. But it has been times when I've just been on my own there, and it's just been a bit spooky, really. But it's a great place to work and exhibit. And I paint a lot of Peckham as well, because I'm just trying to capture it and the people in it, and it's a never-ending subject for me. But it's lovely that this is the first one from a few years of sitting in your kitchens or wherever you've been sitting. I sat in my kitchen for 2 years, or how long it was. And I quite enjoyed it, actually. I didn't expect to, but I just got all my sketchbooks out that I'd been accumulating over the years, and I just looked at what I'd been doing, and it was fascinating. It was really interesting. Yeah, but I don't know if anybody else had that sort of experience. But I've had a look around, and I've made some decisions. Now, if you had another 5 or 10 people to judge this, they'd pick another 5 or 10 paintings. This is not, this isn't the fact that this is just my choice, and what sort of hit me emotionally, and sort of what I thought. Now, I've chosen number 18. It's a very skilled piece of work, but I think the emotional impact of it is really strong. This tonal piece of work, the tonal drawing.
Brilliant.
And I also think the freckles really work, because it's really hard to get freckles to stay on the face without going to the surface, and they do, they stay there. So this is the cup winner, number 18.
So Rowan's here.
Yes.
This is a well-polished cup.
Let's have a photo.